All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some 4 5s. Let's get some hearts in the chat for that epic experience. And again, you will potentially have the opportunity to participate and be on that yacht with us for the very next Mogul Weekend experience. Okay, so look forward to some information about that coming out soon. So excited about that. But right now, I have the privilege of stepping out of the way of greatness here. The woman I'm about to bring to the line, she is a retired investment banker that facilitated financing for businesses that needed between $1 million and over $200 million. She had one of the fastest growing portfolios in the last investment that we participated in, growing her own investment from $1,200 to over $40,000. And she built a portfolio that was in excess of $3.4 million in value in our previous investment. And in the investment that you're going to hear about today, she grew her personal investment to over 50%, okay, in just 10 days. And she did that while 7 of those days were on vacation in Hawaii. So how extraordinary is that, right? On the beaches, literally making money while you're on vacation. So I absolutely love this woman. She's a servant leader and just one of the most dynamic people that we have. And I know that you're going to feel like you're in a master class of information today. So please help me welcome to the line someone I am honored to be locked arms with and a fellow leader with, Miss Tonya Lawrence.
Thank you, Miss Carly. Oh, I turned my camera off again. Hey guys, hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Let's give it up for Miss Carly Gwen. I'm telling you, she gets me fired up every time we are on Zoom, when we're in person. She's the lifeline for this entire organization. She's always going to be there. She's always going to be dependable. So much so that when I took my non-swimming behind down that slide that you saw on the side of the yacht, the person I said that I wanted to be there with me to take me back to safety was Miss Carly Gwen waiting for me on the bottom. So guys, if you love adventures, you love lifestyle, you want to be able to make a lifestyle that you've never thought of a part of your life, you're in the right place. Because not only are we looking at investments and how we help our money grow and what we do with our money, we are also a huge family, a community. We support each other, encourage each other, and we travel together. So trips abound are coming this year, next year, and like she said, I know some more trips are going to be announced shortly. So stay tuned for that. This afternoon, what I'm going to talk to you about, and for some of you, I know I see Evans, he's over there in Kenya. I know we have Henry in Nigeria on Zoom. We have people from all over the world. We have some folks from Canada. Grace, I forget what country she's in, but we got people from everywhere. So hello, whatever time zone it is. We're going to be sharing with you information that over the last, what has it been? 14 days has impacted lives greatly. Our senior investor, our mentor in this platform, Mr. Samuel Bean, is someone that we all look up to and aspire to be like, using the systems that he and Mrs. Bean have put into place. And I'm going to tell you what these systems have done for them. Mr. Bean is at over $2,500 a day in passive residual income. $2,500 a day. By the end of this month, by the end of May, he will be at over $5,000 a day in passive residual income. Guys, can you fathom that? Some people don't make $5,000 in a month. In just 14 days using our system, plugging into our system, taking massive action, sharing this information with people all over the world. This is what they've been able to accomplish. And we want the same thing for you if you desire it for yourself. And right now, he is in St. Louis, Missouri. So if you know anyone in Missouri, call them, text them right now, get their information, and let's make sure that they are able to get in front of him today. That presentation should be starting within an hour or so. It's not too late. You want them to be there with him, hearing this information, hearing it straight from him. I see his line is unmuted. Mr. Bean, do you want to share something with us real quick? Mr. Bean, I see you're unmuted.
Apologies.
I was hoping.
Wife, I'm assisting with the admin.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mrs. Bean. I thought we were going to get some more jewels today. Oh my gosh. So guys, I am going to share with you some information that I just need you to be in tune, be in the moment, have pen and paper, to be able to take notes, learn as much as you can during this time frame, because like I said, this information has completely changed lives in such a short period of time. I was on my way to the gym earlier today, and I created a video and I talked to people and I said, you know, our grandparents, depending on your age, our grandparents, when they wanted to travel somewhere, historically, and they wanted to go see that they lived in the South and they wanted to go see someone in the North. They had to write a letter to that person months in advance, wait for it to get shipped off and arrive to them in their city, and then wait for that person to write a letter back to them and get sent back to them because they didn't have phones or home phones, most of them. Maybe they had to go to the city. And my grandparents growing up, they still had a party line in the country where one phone line serviced the entire people on that country road, right? Then when they were working, they made their money by going somewhere, going to work and working for a wage per hour. Some of them may have owned their own farms and properties, right? So if things have changed and today we're able to travel somewhere, even if our grandparents, if they're alive and we're blessed to have them still around, things have changed. Technology has changed. They're no longer writing a letter to someone to find out if it's okay to come visit. They're picking up their cell phone. They're not getting on a train and traveling for hours and hours and hours. They're hopping on a short flight somewhere to go see someone. Things have changed. And so if you are still making money the way that your grandparents made money, you need to look at that and analyze. Things have changed, but I haven't. The way I'm making my money hasn't changed. And that's why you're here. And we're happy to have you here because we're going to share with you how money is changing, how the environment is changing, and how you could be abreast of what's going on. The company I'm going to talk to you in our portfolio about is Fintoch. We're a part of the Foresight Business Academy, and we put our earnings on automation. This is one of the multiple streams of income that we have, and it's one of the most aggressive ones. I absolutely love it because it ties into my background of investment banking and my passion for blockchain technology. My nickname is the Blockchain Queen. And so we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to assure you of a few things. First of all, this may not be for you. And if it's not, that's okay. But listen in, because things are changing, and the way that your children and grandchildren earn income will change as well. So at least you could be ahead of the curve in giving them insight on things they need to be looking forward to, right? The other thing that I can assure you of is you will not be an expert in blockchain technology by the end of this call, but you will have a better understanding of how to earn money using blockchain technology. So take that pressure off of yourself. Understand that now, okay, I'm here for the sake of information. I'm here for the sake of understanding how to increase my investments over the next 63 days and help my portfolio double in 63 days. So that's our intent for this call. That's what we're going to do. And right now we're going to get right into it. Okay. Before we do, let me share our income and liability disclaimer. This information is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a registered financial advisor. Anything you need to talk to your financial advisor, CPA, accountant about, please do so. We're giving you information based on what third-party sources have shared, what the company has shared. I am not an employee of the company. I am someone who is an investor in the platform and earning money the same way that you can, okay? So when I talk about those third parties and credibility, you know, sometimes we in this new day and age, we say, oh, I'm going to do some research and we want to jump on Google and think that the information that we're getting is credible. Well, here's something I want you to pay attention to. When you are doing research and you're looking at where you want to get your information from, it is critical to your future, to your legacy, to your last name, that you do that research properly, that you are looking at third-party sources that are stakeholders in that type of community, in that industry, that are experts in that industry, not necessarily people who are creating a name for themselves on YouTube or social media, because these people get paid just for clicks. Okay, they can say anything, and the more controversial that it is, whatever that they say doesn't have to be true, just as long as they say it and it gets clicks, they get likes, they get paid. So there is a difference who you want to entrust your legacy to. This is one of those platforms that you can do that with. This is Binance Feed. It's a third-party platform that hosts different cryptocurrencies and different blockchain-based companies and information about those companies. And this is an article, you can write down the website up top. This is one of those sources that you can go to do research on companies that are in the blockchain space. And they're talking about the said company that we're going to discuss today, Fintoch. They're talking about an audit that was performed on Fintoch and Fintoch's technology. A company called CoinQ performed an audit on the top 5 crypto projects, and Fintoch had one of the highest audit trust scores. That is very important. If you're looking for credible sources, guys, this is how you find them. So write this down in your notes. You want to have this for future references, because I'm sure they'll share more information about Fintoch in the future. One of the things that they state in here, and you'll see highlighted in green, automatic stop losses when clearing conditions are met. When clearing conditions are met to ensure that users' funds are free from any risk of loss. Again, this isn't me saying this about Fintoch. This is a published document quoting Fintoch, and this is something that piqued my interest, right? When you're looking at investments and you're looking at blockchain technology, it is the future. And blockchain technology, being able to use this technology to do anything that we're going to do and having extra and added security was so exciting to me. I found out about this maybe about 8 years ago, and I geeked out about it. I wanted to learn everything I could about blockchain technology, but I really haven't been in a place to earn money based on the technology the way that we are today. So even as nerdy as I've been about it, you can know about something, but unless you apply that knowledge and actually earn money from it, it's not really benefiting you and your legacy. So this was exciting for me, that this technology can help prevent us as investors from being at risk for losing our funds. So keep that in mind. So Fintoch, here's the app. Don't download this one because the person that referred you to the platform is going to give you the proper invite. Here's the app that we use. You can download it on your iPhone, on your Android. Very simple to use. And recently, here's another third-party source, credible source. You want to write this one down. The website's on the side, Market Watch. It's a third-party source that talks about financial things going on in the investment world. Market Watch says Fintoch wins top 10 Web3 Technology Innovation Award at a World Summit that was recently held. The country of Hong Kong gave this award to Fintoch. Guys, that is major. When a country recognizes your technology as the top 10 in Web3, and if you don't know what Web3 means, it simply means blockchain technology. The internet and the way that we use the internet, like being able to search on Google, you remember the computers that we had back in high school and college, nothing like they are today. So Web 2.0 meant the ability to search on the internet. Web 3.0 is using blockchain technology. It is going to revolutionize everything that we do in the world, okay? And so this company being able to win one of the top 10 technology innovation awards is big. That's a huge recognition. And we see that the majority of the users of this platform have been in Asian countries and Indian countries. That's where they started. There were 13 million users before it even launched in the US. So we are playing catch up. And as we're playing catch up, it's also an amazing thing because it gives you the opportunity to be at the very beginning. Is there anyone here that's ever been somewhere or experienced something and you're saying, man, I wish I would have been here when this got started, or man, I wish I would have been here when this technology first came around? If you have one of those, I wish I would have, and it's some industry, some company, something you heard about, put it in the chat. Because I know there were several things that either once I tasted it, once I tried it, once I learned about it, I was like, man, I wish I was there when they created this. Well, here's the reality. Most times, if we were there when the person came up with this radical concept, let me look at this chat because this is always interesting. There was a whole bunch of yeses. Does anyone have any examples of different things that they wish they were there for? Starbucks, yes. If someone would have come to me, and I'm being honest, and said, I have this concept. We're going to make coffee and we're going to put it on every corner in America. We're going to put one at the mall. And then when someone's in the mall, they can get this coffee. And also when they leave the mall, they can drive across the street and get the coffee. I would have thought that's ridiculous. My grandma makes her Maxwell House coffee at home in a pot, not even in a coffee maker, in a pot on a stove. She loves it. It's amazing. It makes the whole house smell good. I would have thought it was ridiculous because of how I understood coffee to be. I wasn't yet ready for the vision that Starbucks had, and I would have passed up on that opportunity. We are a lot of times stuck in our own thinking of how something should be, and we miss the vision. We miss the ability to attach to something that can completely change our lives. Because had I been a part of that conversation, first of all, I wasn't a part of it. Second of all, I didn't have the vision. But had I been a part of that early Starbucks conversation and said, you know what? I'm going to think outside the box and I'm going to join forces with them. Guys, I wouldn't be here on this call, neither would you. If you would have been there as well. Uber, it's another one. Oh my gosh, we got some doozies here. Bitcoin, Domino's, Pizza back in the early, what was that? Early 80s. Walmart, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, a huge one. Guys, think of all these things that we all think, oh, I wish I would have been there. And we weren't because no one came to us, first of all. And second of all, we might not have made the move, actually participate. Well, I'm going to be your blockchain genie today. This is your chance to be at the beginning of something and take action. And take massive action. Again, changing the legacy for yourself, for your family, for your last name. All right. So innovation is big. It's happening with or without us. And here we are. Fintoch, when we talk about blockchain technology and peer-to-peer technology, Fintoch allows us to be a part of their lending platform. They lend funds from one person, from the investor to the borrower. And in that transaction, we're able to share in the income that's being generated. All right. Here's another article. You can write this one down. This one was on Yahoo on their finance section, talking about fintech's peer-to-peer blockchain platform. Some of the other big peer-to-peer short-term financing companies that have invested, look at the bottom, we have Coinbase, Binance, Goldman Sachs, Yale University, you know, all of these different platforms that are looking at the future, what's happening, what's going to change, how things are changing, how things are moving. All of these are big companies, big international companies. They're all moving forward. You have the ability as an individual to be in the same space as these large companies. All right. Here's another one. Blockchain peer-to-peer short-term loan financing. Fintoch, on their audit rating by Certic, they received an 87 out of 100. Guys, this is phenomenal. I don't know if anyone has ever worked for a nonprofit or been anywhere where they had to go through an audit. It is a very stressful thing that happens for a company, and for a company that's this new in the technology space to receive this type of rating is absolutely phenomenal. Blockchain peer-to-peer short-term, long-term financing. You see there again, number of projected onboarded 1,800 plus. Fintoch is a smart contract, is audited by the world's largest blockchain audit company. When you talk about credibility, again, this is where you want to be looking. Check out Certic, CERTIK, and they will talk about the audit performed. There's actually a copy of the audit on our app. Reach out to the person who invited you, download the free app so that you can see that audit for yourself. Subscribers, when we're talking about being in a position to mitigate your risk, it was quoted earlier on in the presentation. With blockchain technology, there are central DeFi platforms and there's centralized platforms. I'm going to give you a quick example of the difference. A centralized platform is a company, let's say Cash App, Coinbase, CoinZoom, where you're able to buy and sell crypto, trade crypto. And as a part of that process, you have to verify who you are, what your identity is. That's because there is some government entity somewhere in the background that will eventually ask those people what type of profits you made on a currency that they don't even have control over. They're trying to figure out how to regulate it. Right? And when blockchain technology was invented, when Bitcoin was the first app to be on the blockchain, this was not designed to be controlled by any government. It was designed for us as the people, for us, by us, to have control over our own destinies and our own finance. And so DeFi 2.0 is the way that you want to go with Fintoch and platforms like MetaMask and Exodus. They allow you to have your own money on your platform in the form of digital currency that is not regulated by any country, to not be monitored by any country. Okay. And so what that means is now your MetaMask platform, when you go on, there are two things that you'll need to be able to access this. Guys, it's crucial that you understand that the world is changing. You will now be able to be your own banker. You'll need your password and you'll need your secret key. Secret key may be a new term for some people, so I'm going to help you understand. A secret key is usually a series of words. It's either going to be 12 words, 16 words, or 20 words. That secret key is the equivalent of having a vault or a safe in your hotel room and you need to have the combination to the safe to put your goods in, your money, anything that you want to store that nobody else can have access to. That secret key, imagine if that one vault or safe in your hotel room, you could leave that hotel, the hotel could burn down, you get on your plane and forget to take the money out of the safe. But when you got back to the United States or wherever you live, you could just go to another hotel, use that same combination, that secret key, those 12, 16, or 20 words, and open the safe and have access to the money that you left in Bermuda when you were out there visiting Ellen. You'd have that money left in the safe there. You'd have access to it in the United States. That's the equivalent of being on a DeFi platform. You could have your money on MetaMask, and using that secret key, you could open that same platform, that same vault on Fintoch. You could have that money in Fintoch on that app. And if something happened to the company, you lost your phone, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. It's on the blockchain. You, as long as you have your password and that secret key, you could open it on any other DeFi platform. Guys, if you're sitting there thinking, what in the world? That's exactly what I felt when I first learned about this technology. Who knew? Who thunk it? This is that moment. This is that Starbucks moment where something that you didn't even think was possible, didn't really make sense to you based on how you currently live your life. It's something that's going to make someone a multi-billionaire because they take action. Look at this technology, study what's going on, and make your move that's right for you and your family. How does this all work? We talked about having a wallet and your secret key, but what does that really mean for you when it comes to Fintoch? Look over here. I'm gonna move my mouse. I hope everyone can see it over here on the left. This is you. Draw the same diagram on your paper that you're taking notes on. This is you. You are now the lender / investor in this platform. You're going to earn 1% a day on your investment. If you've been around with me long enough, I know I have some of my investors. Shout out to Henry. Hey. Has been with me for many years, probably over 6 or 7 years. I probably cautioned you, or I have cautioned you in the past, that if anyone guarantees you a return on your money, run in the other direction. This is a little bit different, and I need you to hear me on this. They're not guaranteeing a specific return just because they pulled this number out of the sky. I'm going to show you how they're able to guarantee this return. So you as an investor can earn 1% a day on your money because you're investing your money on Fintoch into this wallet, right? And there's someone over here who is a borrower. That borrower is borrowing the money and they're paying 2% a day interest. So Fintoch keeps 1% and we get 1%. So it's not a hope, a wish, a dream, and a prayer that hopefully they make a return on the money. No, the borrower is paying 2% and Fintoch is splitting it with us, right? So that makes the math really easy. Now, here's the added security. When Fintoch is the middle ground and they're matching us as an investor up with a borrower, they're putting us together using a peer-to-peer contract on the blockchain. Now, that borrower, as a part of the security, has to put down a 50% deposit on their loan. So imagine if you go to purchase a home and they put a mortgage on the home. They say, okay, this is the collateral for this loan. And in order to get this home, you have to put down 50% of the value. Let's make the numbers even. You go to buy a $100,000 home, you now have to put down 50,000. And what Fintoch is doing is protecting our interests. If anything goes wrong with this borrower and they get to a point where they're at a 30%, up to a 30% default rate, Fintoch cuts off the contract. What does that look like? They've put up the $50,000. They have not lost nearly $50,000. In this case, it would be 30,000. Now they're in a position where they are moved out of the way. Fintoch still has that deposit. So we are made whole as investors. The company is made whole. That borrower is not able to borrow in the future. And so the system keeps moving. You're on to another borrower who wants to borrow. Guys, this is happening right now on platforms where they are moving massive amounts of money per day. And that's how they are able to keep funding these loans over and over and over again. And Fintoch is the platform that has the technology that's helping us move through this and participate in being a lender in this space. And so here are some of the types of, let me go back for just a second. The borrowers, what they're doing with this money, they are on the blockchain on these DeFi platforms, and they're trading Forex. These borrowers are earning upwards of 18% return a day, 20% return a day, sometimes even 100% return in one day. That's why it's a no-brainer for them to borrow this money and pay 2% a day. I know some people were sitting here doing the math like 2% a day. That's crazy. I would never pay this. Well, guys, I will have you know, there are companies in the United States that will lend money for someone who needs a quick payday loan, that will lend money to them to pay back over on their next paycheck next Friday, and they're paying upwards of 20% on that money. It is not a far stretch what is happening here. It's actually more secure and it's way more lucrative, because the person who is waiting for their paycheck on Friday, they're not getting a pay raise that Friday. They're just going to pay it back out of their pay, and they'll still be in the same position. These borrowers who are borrowing, they're usually large financial institutions or very skilled traders who are earning large sums of money, and they're doing it smart. They're now using someone else's money to make money, and they're only paying 2% a day, and they love it. And we love it too, because we're earning 1%. Here are some of the coins that will be able to be traded on the platforms that Fintoch uses. And those platforms that they allow the investors to trade on are platforms like Pancake Swap, Uniswap, and SunSwap. Most of us have never even heard of them, right? You may not even known that this was happening in the world. But guys, I'm going to show you some really interesting things here in a second. But this is just the beginning. Fintoch is coming into this space and using this lending via the blockchain as just the beginning of what they will do on the blockchain. And I need you to understand that blockchain technology will be changing what's happening in all of our lives. Careers will be changed. In the future, we've seen, just think about Cash App and what we've seen with the development. Before, it was just peer-to-peer, being able to send money back and forth to each other. Then they added the ability to be able to buy digital currency. That was cute, right? Then they added the ability to buy stocks. Oh, that's even more interesting. Then they added a savings account onto it. That one platform has grown and added multiple verticals. Think about iPhones. Anybody is an Apple user. They started with the iPod. Then I think next was the computers. Then it was the cell phone. The owner didn't even want to have an iPhone, a cell phone. They thought it was a ridiculous idea. Now we have so many different products in that same family. The same thing will happen with Fintoch. You're here at the beginning and able to participate and start earning right away, and being able to be at the forefront of everything that they're going to do with this technology. Guys, it's just simply amazing. When we're talking about the things that will change, some of the things that you will recognize and see in your own lives, Cash App, as we were talking about, can also have your taxes prepared for you. It can turn your taxes around right away. What does that mean? Technology is changing. And eventually, a CPA will not even be needed, because the blockchain will be able to authenticate from an employer with the 1099 or with the financial, the earnings that you had from them or any investments. The blockchain will be able to send that over to the IRS or whatever governing agency for your country is saying, okay, how much money do they owe us? That will happen peer-to-peer via technology without someone who is a CPA or accountant. Cars, people around the country in the United States can go to a vending machine called Carvana and buy a car. That's technology, that's progress. The same thing will happen eventually. Someone will be able to go buy a car using their digital currency without a car dealer or a car dealership. They'll be able to go to that vending machine using their phone, swipe it, buy it with the digital currency they have on their phone. Real estate, same thing will happen there. Guys, start thinking about different ways that you're earning money now, other investments that you have, and how technology will change that. You need to put yourself in a place where you're ahead of the curve and able to make money on all these things that are happening. The technology and the way things are happening, children are being groomed. They're online playing video games, they're earning tokens. Those teenagers that are, on YouTube, have channels, making content, making millions of dollars, creating NFTs, which are pieces of artworks mostly that are on the blockchain and selling them and making millions of dollars. Those will be the future investors. Those will be the people that you'll borrow money from, and you'll do it over the blockchain because they'll be advanced enough to say, here's their online profile and credit score. The blockchain says they're worthy. I'm going to send them my money. They can borrow my money to buy their homes. Things are changing. Blockchain technology is changing. You have the ability to be in this space. Start earning money now while you're learning. Plug into our system, plug into the knowledge base, and be in the space earning money. Okay, this is something that is completely optional. This Fintoch platform, just like Cash App, just like Bank of America, just like any iPostal, my goodness, everything that you can think of, every smart company internationally is saying, I make way more money having people refer people to me because someone will believe their sister, their neighbor, their cousin before they believe a commercial. And it takes a lot of impressions and a lot of income and a lot of exposure for that one commercial to reach someone. But their sister can have one conversation with them and boom, it's a go. They're going to go see that movie because their sister recommended it. They're going to go stay at that resort because their sister recommended it. They're going to go send their kids to that private school because their sister recommended it. It's the same thing with this financial platform. They allow you to refer people to the platform, and if you do, they will pay you. And so the people that you directly refer, you will earn 15%. And again, it's completely optional. You don't have to refer anyone. But if you're looking at your legacy, your last name generationally, and you're not at least talking to your spouse, your children, your siblings, what are you really doing, right? So just if you're just talking to, say, your family, and you're saying, look, family, we all have children, we are looking to have children, and we want something different. We got to do things differently. And you refer, let's say your sister comes onto the platform. She is earning her own money. The company doesn't take anything from her, but what will happen is the company will pay you 15% of what she earns. And what does that look like? Let's say your sister starts with $10,000. She's earning her 1% a day. That would equal $100 a day that she's earning. Well, the company says, thank you for referring your sister and explaining and helping her get her app set up. For that, we're going to give you 15% of her $100 a day, which is an extra $15 in your pocket. Guys, $15 a day that you didn't have to work for adds up very quickly. Okay. Now let's say your sister also refers her daughter, and now your niece is earning money with Fintoch. Well, Her daughter may have also started with $10,000 and she's going to earn her 1%. That's $100 she's earning. Well, 10% of that 100 is an extra $10 a day. So just from referring those two people, or you talking to your sister and then she refers someone, that's an extra $25 a day that could have come just from them being in the platform and extra money that you can earn. All right. Let's look at these numbers. This is something that blew me away. I love numbers. I love the way numbers work. That I get numbers, right? And so this for me was like, ooh, had me up, right? So you can look at any amount. Think about if you had your rathers and you had a specific amount of money and you wanted it to double in the next 63 days. How much money would that be? Write that down on your piece of paper. If you feel like it, put it in the chat. How much money, if you had it or you have in your pocket, you have available. And I always tell people when you're looking at investments, never, ever invest more money than you can afford to lose. Don't invest your mortgage money. Don't invest your car payment. That's not being reasonable with any type of investment, right? Use money that you can afford to lose in case anything goes wrong ever in life. So write down what it is that you want to double, and let's look at what that looks like. If you had, let's say it's $1,000 and you wanted that to double in 60 days. Well, your first 30 days, you're going to earn $10 a day. Then in 60 days, your investment has doubled. It's now at $1,000 profit. At the end of a year, remember, it doesn't stop. You can leave it there and it can keep growing. At the end of the year, that $1,000 would be, using the same math, if everything was the same, $64,000. This puts you in a position to start thinking ahead, start planning ahead, start having some patient capital, putting yourself in a position where you can look at, okay, we really need a new car, but do we want to pay 3% or 8% interest on a new car payment? Can we wait 6 months? Can we put X amount of money aside, let it double, and then use that money to pay cash for the car? Is there a credit card that we want to pay off? Is there a mortgage we want to pay off? Guys, this allows you to plan for the future. It allows you to start dreaming. It allows you to have that mindset that you had when you graduated from college, when you graduated from high school, when you were ready to take over the world, before life beat you up and said, no, you can't, no, you can't, you're not allowed, you're not part of the haves, you're part of the have-nots. Or here is your cap. You're a medical doctor. We're going to pay $200,000 in educational costs. And these student loans, you're going to have them for the rest of your career. So you must be tied to this specific career. You can't go off and do volunteer work in other countries like you really want to do, because you must be here to earn this money, to pay for this insurance, this liability insurance, to pay for this degree, to pay for the mortgage that you have, because you have to live in this particular neighborhood, to help your family who says, well, she's a doctor, she can take care of me, or he's a doctor, he could help us. They're supposed to help us. Now you really can. You can plan for all of this. You can have those people that you refer be the family members that you want to be able to take care of, your parents that you want to retire, setting up different accounts for them. Now you're earning, you're plugging them in, and you're earning from plugging them in. Guys, the options are limitless when you surround yourself with people who are in a mindset of how you make change, how you make your money work for you. I don't know if you're not fired up from just that screen alone. I like this. This should be the presentation. It should be okay. Go home. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. This alone, these numbers, phenomenal and powerful. All right. There are also there's the ability to share with enough people that you hit different management levels, and the incentives are insane. I talked about Mr. and Mrs. Bean. Guys, they have put together systems that allow so many people in our organization in the last 14 days to hit the first rank of GM. Guys, if you know a GM on this platform, someone that has at least 5 direct people that they've referred and over $50,000 in investment income in their portfolio in the last 14 days, put their name in the chat. Let's celebrate them. There's so many GMs. When I did this presentation, I think it was last Monday or Tuesday, there was a list of like 5 or 6, and that was really quickly. I could name them all. Now I can't even name them all. There's been so many every day. They're just popping left and right. Oh, I see them coming in the chat. Let's celebrate all of these GMs. There's also people, those GMs, on top of all the money I've talked about, are also earning an extra estimated $100 a day, because they're getting 20%, not just on the first level and second level, of the entire portfolio. Guys, that's absolutely amazing. $100 a day is an extra $3,000 a month. In less than 14 days, there are people that have put themselves in a position to pay their mortgage just from bonus income. We also have some VPs. All right. Those are people who are earning anywhere from 150 plus. It says 150 to 300, but we already know that when Mr. Bean was only a VP, he was earning $900 a day. So there is no limit on what you can earn, especially using this strategy. So we are grateful for the company and their ability to let us go out and be great. So we have some VPs in the organization, and we just promoted as a group. We promoted our leader, Mr. Bean, to SVP, Senior VP. And like I said, look at this. It says 600 to 1,500 a day. He just sent us a screenshot this morning. He is officially earning over $2,000 a day as a senior VP, and he just hit that rank again, less than 14 days. It's absolutely, it's unimaginable what you can do when you're working with a group of people who are organized, who have systems and are ready to empower you and help you learn whatever it is you need to learn to be successful. All right, additional incentives are here. You get to help people have success. And that is a beautiful thing. We're not saying, and Mr. Bean's not saying, oh, I'm the senior VP. I'm going to be the only senior VP. Trust me, he is out there helping people. He wants someone to surpass him as a senior VP, because what he's going to do is run and catch up with you. Guys, we are out here and just running. One of the things that he is doing to help people is we have a contest right now that the details are in our Facebook group. So whoever invited you to this Zoom, make sure they put you in our Facebook group so you can get the details of this contest that expires. The deadline is May 15th. And if you win this contest by becoming a GM, and there's some other requirements, first of all, you just make a lot of money. That's first of all. Second of all, so anyone who just even shoots for it, you win. You're a winner just by shooting for it. But if you win, you get to sponsor Mr. Bean. He will take one of your referral links and he will sign up again under you using your referral link, and he will hit GM. He'll hit another GM rank under you and help explode your income. He already did this for Dr. Marika Garner. She was the first person to hit GM in our organization. He did it in 2 days using his system. So he went and blessed her and signed up under her. Dr. Marika Garner is a VP already, on fire. So guys, he is definitely here to help us when he and Mrs. Bean. Just real quick, Fintoch, they launched and had a hackathon where they had the smartest and brightest minds around the world come to LA to talk about their technology and really just look at where DeFi and blockchain technology is going. They're really the leaders in this space right now. And you have the ability to be one of the first people in the United States working with this platform. All right. Another important thing, we talked about Starbucks, we talked about other companies. A lot of these companies, when they went public, we heard about it when it was on the news. We were not in the shareholder meetings. We were not there when they were having conversations saying Amazon's going really good. I think this is the time that we're going to give an initial public offering and allow our stakeholders to have shares before we go public. This is your chance to be at the table before the company goes public. All right. Fintoch, like I said, is going. This just talks about the current shareholders, who they are, what that percentage looks like for the company. But Fintoch, their plan is to be on the NASDAQ as a part of their IPO in the year 2025. It may be pushed up because of the pace and the record pace. And I dare say, because of this organization, Mr. Bean is the first person in the company to hit SVP in 10 days. There will be many more people right behind him. We're going to take this thing to another level that they've never seen before. All right. Subscribers, they were looking to get to 10 million. They hit that in record time. Here are some of the team members for the organization. The main person that is the brains behind the operation is the chairman of the board, director, and CEO, Mr. William Thompson. He is the registered individual who put this company together and the person who is structuring everything. The CEO is a spokesperson essentially for the United States, Mr. Bob Lambert. All right. And you see that they've had road shows and events for the launch of Fintoch all over the place. We missed some really big ones. I would have loved to have been in Dubai. That is, I think that's either this weekend. Dubai is one of my favorite countries, but upcoming, they have Tokyo in Japan, Singapore coming up later this year. And I dare say that based on what we're doing already, they'll be coming to the United States. They'll be recognizing. But right here with our Foresight family, we have mogul weekends, and the next one will be announced shortly. We saw the video from our mogul weekend last year in Cancun. We had mogul weekend earlier this year in Puerto Rico, and I know we're going to have another one coming up. I think it is July, Mr. Bean said. So you need to be a senior VP before then to get in on that luxury experience, and more to come. And then this event that's already scheduled is for 2024. It's for everyone that's a part of our family to come and have a luxury experience with your entire family. No special rank requirements. Everyone come, join us, and have fun. Use the investment income that you earn to pay for this trip. And then last but not least, we are not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk. We have a collaboration with Grant Cardone University where we help teach the skill sets that anyone needs if they're looking to grow an organization. We're not telling you jump in here and figure it out. We have the system in place and we have the training. We will work with you at whatever pace and level you want to go at, but it's all here, it's put together. By participating in your own success, the sky is the limit for you. Our Owners on Automation program allows everyone to get access to the same information, be able to learn and grow. And then for those who qualify, you'll also potentially be able to have one-on-one coaching sessions with both or either Mr. or Mrs. Bean. Guys, that's worth its weight in gold. If you have multimillionaires willing to sit and talk with you for an hour, what would you do for that? What would you pay for that? Well, being a part of our Earnings on Automation program, they put together incentives where you get access to them sometimes for free, okay? So thank you. Get back to the person that referred you. This is just our passion project. We are terribly excited about what's going on here. We want you to have the same exposure and success that we've had with this platform. Get back to the person that invited you, get your free app, get signed up. We'll see you at the top and on the beaches of the world. Have a great day, guys.
Massive celebration. Welcome to the winner circle. We all winning here. We all winning here. We all welcome to the winner circle. Winning here. We all winning here. We all winning here. We all welcome to the winner circle. I done paid dues, made news, saved dues.